Right. Good afternoon. What I want to do today is to continue mathematical integration. Now, please note it is mathematical integration, not integration referring to anything else. Now, the idea here is that what I've done is to go through one or two problems, and I'm hoping that this will come across to you in a manner in which how I see it and how I actually work out these integrational problems for myself. Now, I'm hoping that you'll find this information useful and so we can see how it is done. Right, excuse me for a moment while I get my camera. Bear with me while I get focused and organized. Okay. Okay, what I want to look at here, integration, firstly. And what I've done is to take out a problem and to work this through with you. Now, what I've done here is to say determine A, fx squared dx, and B, 2t to the cube dt. Okay. Now the standard integral is ax to the n dx equals ax to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, your constant. Okay. And again, remember that constant can be any value. Now, let's look at a first. When a equals 5 and n equals 2, then fx squared dx equals ax to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c equals 5x squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1. Now, you need to remember these values here relates to this section here. Okay? And that is where we're getting our values from. Okay? It is set out as a rule. Now 5x squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus c gives us 5x to the cube over 3 plus c. Okay? Now we have not quite finished yet. So let me go down first, make sure that we get this all in. Okay? Now I'm going to go to page 8. But let me just pull back a little bit so you can get the whole picture in. Okay, and I hope you can see this as completely as I can on my system. Okay. Now again, remember you need to write this information out. You cannot just look at it and think you're going to know it. It does not work. I know, I've tried it. It just does not work. You've actually got to make the work your own and write it out for yourself. Okay, let's go to page 8 now. Okay. Now, in respect of B, when A equals 2 and N equals 3, then 2t to the cube dt equals 2t to the cube plus 1 over 3 plus 1 plus c, which is your constant again. Now, this then gives us 2 to t to the 4 over 4. You can see that how we arrive at this 3 plus 1 is 4 here, and these values here represents this value here. Okay. Plus c, of course. Now, I'm going to divide by 2. So here, divide 4 by 2. Gives us, if we divide 2 by 2, gives us 1. And if we divide 4 by 2, gives us 2. Okay. So here you can see where your values are coming from. Okay. Let me just get this, make sure that this is on, it can be seen. Okay. Okay. So therefore, the end result of this is 1 t to the 4 over 2 plus c. Okay. And again, all I'm trying to do here is to show you how we have achieved these values in respect to the final solution, in respect of this question here being asked. Okay. We'll just go back a little bit. Okay. So we can get it all in. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to page 9. Now what I want to look at here is, I've called this problem 2. Okay. Now do forgive me, because I seem to go ahead of myself in some cases and forget that I'm actually trying to simplify the process in a manner which you can understand. So do forgive me for that in some cases. Okay. Here, problem 2, 4 plus 3 over 7 to the x minus 6x squared dx. Okay. Now here we have 4 plus 3 over 7 again, rewritten out. Now I write this out so that I can understand for myself where I am coming from and how my solution has been arrived. Okay. Maybe written as, now you will seen this in the first stages of one of the first videos I've done in regards to live transmission. So you need to look back and see what this is and recall it for yourselves. Okay. And you can see that we've simply divided these sections into separate sections and given them their own individual identity. Okay. This splitting up only applies to addition and subtraction. Okay. So we've split this up into parts and given us our relevant parts. Let me just step back a bit. Okay. Okay. Now page 10. Let me get the page in full view. Okay. Now this has continued from page 9. Okay. Continues from page 9. Hence, now taking what we've said, 4 plus 3 over 7 to the x minus 6x squared, close brackets, dx. This comes to equal to 4x plus 3 over 7, x to the 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1, minus 6 x squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus c, your constant. Now, we then write this out again. And again, remember, all I'm trying to do here is to show you how I have applied a process from my understanding to ensure that I can grasp the concept of integration. Okay, and so here 4x plus 3 over 7, x squared over 2 minus 6, x to the cube over 3 plus constant. Now, how do I get x to the square? This arrives from here, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's the value here. Over 2, 1 plus 1, it gives me 2 here. Okay. X to the cube here has arrived from this 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 gives me x to the cube over 3. That's how this has arrived. Okay. Now, then I've simply written it out again. Now remember, it is how I work. You might work completely differently. I know some of you guys work it all in your heads, but the problem there is that when you've been asked to put it down on paper in a examination event, you cannot. Some of you have problems doing that. You must be able to write out your work and show your workings. Okay. Now 4x plus 3 over 7, x squared over 2 minus 6, x to the cube over 3 plus c constant. Now what I'm done here is to divide by 3. Okay, and what then that then gives me 4x plus 3 over 14. Now here I've multiplied this by 14. 5 7 is 14, which over 3, that becomes 3 over 14, x squared minus 2x to the cube. Now, here I've divided the 6 by 3, which gives me this value here. So by dividing that by 3, gives me this value, which gives me 2x to the cube plus c constant. And that is your solution in regards to that question which has been asked. Okay. Now again, let me just step out a bit, okay, so you can get the full picture, the question in line. Okay. Now again, you will need to write these out for yourselves. There's no shortcut. There's no quick fix. Okay. This is not a matrix situation where I can just plug you in and make you into a Kung Fu expert or upload mathematical equations to your brain so you know how to then resolve those questions. The problem is that when I unplug you, everything you had been taught or remember, we would forget. That's the problem with the matrix. Here, you have to learn it so it is retained as a lifetime event, not for a 5-minute jolt. Okay, now I hope you found this useful. Okay, and again, look at how we have arrived at a complete solution to the question which was asked back at page 7 and 8. Okay. Right, thank you for your time. I hope you found this useful. Okay, I will sign off for now, and again, I will continue with this stage. Now, I will be moving into differentiation as well, but I wanted to make sure that we have a concept as to how integration plays a part in respect to differentiation. Okay? All right, I'll leave that for now. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.